For centuries, a narrow stretch of water between Iran and Oman has quietly shaped the fate of the global economy. Known as the Strait of Hormuz, this passage connects the Persian Gulf to the open waters of the Arabian Sea. At first glance, it may appear to be just another maritime route on the map. Yet this small corridor, barely 30 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, carries a weight far greater than its size. Every day, vast fleets of oil tankers move through these waters, transporting the energy that powers cities, industries, and entire nations. In many ways, the Strait of Hormuz is not simply a waterway. It is one of the most critical arteries of the modern world. Nearly 1/5 of the world's traded oil passes through this single passage. Tankers leaving the ports of Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, and Iran must all travel through these narrow shipping lanes before reaching global markets. From here, oil flows toward Asia, Europe, and beyond. For countries thousands of miles away, the stability of this strait determines fuel prices, economic growth, and energy security. If traffic through the Strait of Hormuz were disrupted even briefly, the effects would ripple across the global economy within hours. Despite its economic importance, the Strait of Hormuz sits at the center of one of the world's most tense geopolitical regions. The northern shoreline is controlled by Iran, a country that has long had a complicated and often hostile relationship with the United States and several of its regional neighbors. For decades, this narrow waterway has been both a strategic advantage and a potential weapon in times of crisis. Iran's geographic position gives it considerable influence over the strait. Along its coastline and nearby islands, Iran has developed a network of military bases, naval facilities, and missile systems designed to monitor and, if necessary, challenge the movement of ships through the region. Iranian naval forces, including fast attack boats and submarines, regularly patrol these waters. During periods of political tension, Iranian leaders have occasionally warned that they could close the strait if their country were threatened or economically strangled by sanctions. Such a move would have dramatic consequences. Closing the Strait of Hormuz would effectively choke the primary route through which Persian Gulf oil reaches international markets. Tankers would be forced to halt their journeys, and global oil prices could surge almost immediately. For many nations dependent on energy imports, even a temporary disruption could trigger economic instability. Because of this risk, the strait has become a focal point for international military presence. The United States, along with several allied nations, maintains a significant naval force in the region. The United States Fifth Fleet, based in Bahrain, routinely patrols the surrounding waters, escorting commercial vessels and monitoring potential threats. Aircraft carriers, destroyers, and surveillance aircraft operate nearby, ensuring that one of the world's most important trade routes remains open. Over the years, the Strait of Hormuz has witnessed numerous confrontations and close encounters. Tankers have been seized, drones have been shot down, and naval vessels have occasionally found themselves facing each other in tense standoffs. These incidents serve as reminders of how quickly a misunderstanding or provocation in such a confined space could escalate into something far more serious. The danger lies not only in deliberate action, but also in the fragile balance of power that defines the region. With so many military forces operating in such close proximity, the margin for error is small. A single miscalculation could ignite a chain of events that extends far beyond the narrow waters of the strait. Yet despite the tensions, the Strait of Hormuz continues to function as the lifeline of global energy trade. Day after day, tanker after tanker passes through its carefully managed shipping lanes. Radar systems track their movement, naval patrols monitor the horizon, and global markets quietly depend on their safe passage. In many ways, the Strait of Hormuz represents the intersection of geography, economics, and power. Its importance lies not only in the oil that flows through it, but in the delicate balance that keeps it open. As long as the world relies on energy from the Persian Gulf, this narrow waterway will remain one of the most strategically important places on Earth. Here, where continents meet and competing interests collide, The Strait of Hormuz stands as a reminder that sometimes the smallest places on the map can hold the greatest influence over the course of the world. Critics argue that Donald Trump underestimated the far-reaching consequences of escalating conflict with Iran, believing that a show of force would strengthen alliances and satisfy Israeli security concerns. Instead, they contend the decision risked triggering a chain reaction across one of the most fragile regions in the world. With the Strait of Hormuz at the center of global energy trade, even limited warfare could send shockwaves through international markets, disrupt oil supplies, and destabilize economies far beyond the Middle East. Some analysts believe that rather than intensifying military alignment, the United States should focus on de-escalation and renewed diplomatic pressure for regional arms reductions, including addressing Israel's military posture as part of a broader effort to reduce tensions. Without restraint and diplomacy, they warn, a conflict that begins as a regional struggle could spiral into a far wider confrontation with global consequences, raising fears of a catastrophic world war.